Okay, 10, we're getting the Earth now. We've got the Terminator to our left, and looks like the South Pole on the top of the screen.
The third video was shot at 27 hours into the flight. The camera looks continuously at the Earth for a little more than 11 minutes, before the Apollo 10 crew bring the camera in for interior shots.
Okay, we're going to take you inside. That's probably been said before.
As with the previous telecast, the view blacks out before we see the inside of the capsule.
Okay, we're picking up your transmission from inside now.
It's interesting to note that during this particular telecast, the astronauts were doing their best to prove they were on their way to the moon.
This is a real testimonial to prove you were there, in case there are any doubters.
People want to know what kind of men go to the moon. Here's a good look at one right there. Could you believe it? Some people still don't.
Whilst there is no question that they are in genuine zero gravity, the one thing they never did to prove their distance from the Earth was keep the camera rolling as they pointed it out the window. Watch as the lights go out again when the astronauts decide to get another shot of the Earth.
Set this to music.
You want music? Well, we'll give you some music at the conclusion here. Okay, we'll take you back outside now.
Roger.
Well, Tom shows you that. We've got another little rendition we'd like to put your way.
Roger, we're standing by.
Here it comes. This is just so that you guys don't get too excited about the TV and forget what your job is down there.
We're ready for what we're about to receive.
Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter.
The fourth TV broadcast came in at 47 hours ground elapsed time. It starts off with interior shots of the crew, during which the astronauts show off their star chart. As with the Apollo 11 Little Gem, this particular video has cuts throughout the interior scenes, like so.
Medium width and impact to narrow, over.
Just before the first cut, the Capcom states, "We'd like you to go to high gain to medium width and then back to narrow." After the camera cut, Gene Cernan asks, "How's that?"
Roger. Our signal strength is down about 10 dB. We'd like you to go high gain to medium width and then back to narrow, over. How's that? Stand by.
Now it's a matter of finding the portions in the transcript. I did find the passage, but discrepancies immediately showed up. This camera cut occurred less than 2 minutes into the video.
How's that? Stand by.
And Spacecraft Films claims this telecast began at the 47-hour mark. The Apollo 10 transcripts, however, logs this interaction at the 47-hour, 4-minute and 22-second mark. Remembering that Spacecraft Films claims this video began at the 47-hour mark, at 15 seconds into this telecast, Gene Cernan says the words interior-wise.
Interior-wise, we're giving them a look at the star chart.
If spacecraft films are being truthful, Cernan therefore made this statement at the 47-hour, 15-second mark. Yet the transcript logs this statement at the 47-hour, 3-minute and 15-second mark. The transcript also reveals that some 3 minutes earlier, Cernan confirmed that the camera was rolling. Moments later, Charlie Duke acknowledges that the signal is being received. This means spacecraft films excluded the first 3 minutes of the 47-hour telecast. It's also worth noting that according to the transcript, after Mission Control's high gain to medium request, Cernan replies, "Okay, it's medium, and now I'll go to narrow." The Capcom says, "Roger." Then, and only then, does Cernan ask, "How's that?" These two quotes were absent on the spacecraft films disc. Instead, all we got was a camera out.
Our signal strength is down about 10 dB. We'd like you to go high gain to medium width and then back to narrow. Over. How's that? Stand by.
The second cut occurs while Cernan holds the Apollo 10 patch to the camera. Charlie Duke says, "Takes me a while to catch up on those things," moments before the camera cuts. After it does cut, Cernan replies, "I think that's where we are."
Charlie, if I told you about that. Right. Takes me a little while to catch on to those things. I think that's where we are.
The transcript shows that between these two quotes, Cernan joked, "Where better can we give you an astronomical description than in the astronomical heavens?" Duke laughed. This was also absent on the spacecraft films DVD, and in its place, the footage was clearly cut.
Right. Takes me a little while to catch on to those things. I think that's where we are.
Watch now as the shot of the patch continues.
With the orientation of the stars, both, even if you can't see them, you can have a feel for where they ought to be, which is, I think, is going to help us out. Right, 10, we're still having problems locking up. We'd like you to go to wide beam for 30 seconds and then back to narrow. Over. I can see it with the naked eye, and then I put
The camera suddenly cuts from the patch